Oh yeah, that's why the fundamental um, characteristic across all of special operations is
Yeah.
trust. Like
Yeah.
you cannot go any farther, because if I can't trust you, I'm not going to do anything with you. I'm not even going
Yeah.
to talk to you.
Because there's an old guy named DT who's like a legend back, was like Battle of Mogadishu kind of situation, and he says here's the thing, Preston. What past performance does is it builds trust, and what trust does is give you freedom to maneuver. And in soft, your one currency is freedom to maneuver. If you can do that, a lot of things can get done. Without that, you can't do anything.
Well, I think it's hard sometimes for people in those leadership roles too, because like the team will solve a problem no matter what. Like if they bring the problem to you and the solutions, and you ignore them long enough, they will solve it. And I think one of those things is like I'm not immune from this. Like there's times when I've been like, no, you can't do that. The problem gets solved, and to be flexible enough and to be humble enough to look at your younger folks and be like, you were right in this situation and I
Yeah.
was wrong, is a really difficult thing to do after you have like 18 years and you're so and so, and people are blowing smoke up your butt all the time about how great you are.
Oh yeah.
To look back and be like, no, I was the problem in that situation. You guys
Yes.
solved it anyway, and good on you.
Yep. Yeah. 100%.
What are we talking about here, Trent? You care to share?
A lot of hurt behind.
Yeah.
Is there anything
It's-
specific
there was
that
some
you want to talk
feels.
about?
It's like my entire, like everything like that, right? Like it's being an instructor and learning these lessons over time. Like you're gonna make mistakes in front of your students. You're gonna mess things up. Like when Preston was talking about like the amount of reps it takes to become a good instructor, all I can think of in my head is how many people's pipeline experience I negatively affected before I figured certain things out. Before I got the knowledge and the reps to do things the right way, to find those little wickets to make people do what I want them to do in the correct way. So, and as a senior NCO, it's the same way. You're going to make mistakes. It's just harder because you're older and you have more experience. You're getting paid more to hold on to that humility and be able to look back and be like, I was the problem here. Like as an instructor, I was the problem in certain situations. I was holding the team back. I wasn't letting them, do what they need to do, or I gave the wrong instructions. So that's a huge problem, I think, as an officer or senior NCO moving forward.
Well, and the crazy part about that is you probably, as an instructor, as a line instructor, you probably saw what, 4,000 airmen that came through.
Lots of airmen. Yeah.
I mean, that's nuts.
Like that graybeard baseball guy. Like how many folks could like? I'm sure at night he thinks about it. He's like, I probably had one of the best hitters ever in my little group of guys that I just didn't develop the correct way, and it's difficult. So that's one of those things, is letting go of the past and maintaining your humility and being able to move the entire organization forward and seeing the big picture. And I think that's another big thing, is as you move forward, if you're not seeing the big picture, you're not making the right decisions.
I would agree with all that. I would also say, though, in fairness, none of the departments do a great job of developing their instructor cadre at the SOCOM level. And so sometimes when you, in hindsight, look back and say, man, I really dropped the ball there, remember, that wasn't no one gave you that skill set. You were figuring it out on your own. And while you're smart and you all have feral intelligence, right, you figure it out on your own, there's some stuff where you actually need some help.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well,